Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Path and Post show. We are back with a Mike Ferrasi, a displaced Brad Nix, and because the house lost power and you can't make this stuff up.
No. What
And
happens with a live show?
and our special guest today, Luis,
Hello.
from I got to get it right. House Whisper, not House Whisperer. We've been over this. House Whisperer. Brad, can you run a little intro and do our guests some justice here?
Yeah, we know House Whisper as Zoe at Path and Post. It's our personal AI assistant, and we've really enjoyed it. My agents love it. I'm super excited to have Luis on here to talk about what House Whisper is, how it's using AI to improve real estate agents' life. I can definitely speak to how we're using it on our team, but I don't want to steal Luis's thunder. This is a great opportunity to hear it straight from the CEO himself. So I'm super excited. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Mike. Nice to be here with you.
And if anybody out there is watching this and thinking, that's some cool looking stuff in the background, me and Luis talked about this. He's in an old Pandora office that they took over. Nice. And all the music themey stuff is still around. It's just the coolest thing. I had to mention it because that's awesome.
We have a big wall with Nirvana, all Nirvana themes. So it's a really cool.
It's cool.
Fantastic.
All right, man.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Here. Yeah, absolutely. House Whisper. What the heck is it, man? What problems are you solving with House Whisper?
Look, I've been in the industry now for almost 2 decades, and I spent more than a decade at Zillow building products. I'm building products for buyers and sellers and real estate agents. And what I found in my experience there was, number one, buying a home is so emotional that I truly believe the agent is at the center and will always be at the center of a transaction. At the same time, I saw that top agents convert 4, 5, 6, 10 times more than the average agent for the same lead. And when I investigated why, it's not just charm, it's they have systems to follow up, to follow through. They have processes. So that for me was a big insight. And then generative AI came in. And it was the key moment for me to say, wow, this can actually help everyone, top agents and average agents, to do all that heavy lifting, to follow through, to follow up, to be on top of your clients. And this is not because the agents cannot, they are bad at this. The problem is that they are so busy with so many things and on the road most of the time. It's really hard to come back to your home, open your computer, log into your CRM, add notes, remember all the things. So for us, this was the biggest gap, because I truly believe with this new technology, you can create superheroes with the agents to help more buyers and sellers to find their home. And with that, I truly believe that you can if you have more superheroes agents, more people will end up moving, actually. So with that insight, we built HouseWhisper. How can we help our agents to become the superhero, to never lose a client, to avoid these leads that goes through the cracks, to follow up, to follow through? So we create this teammate. We call it the teammate, because this is not an app. Actually, we don't have an app. We don't have a website. It's a phone number that you just call, that you text, that is proactive. And it's connected with your CRM, with your calendar, with your emails, with your tasks. But it's proactive. So you just need to call it. And you name it, and then you call it in the morning and say, hey, can you update my CRM? Or I'm meeting now with Mike. Tell me everything you know about Mike. And then it helps you, like a good assistant will do. And that's what we started. And again, we can discuss about the future. It's evolving so rapidly, but that's the core, is how can we help agents become the superheroes with this new technology?
And I mean, we could get into all the nitty gritty and details about why you, Luis, think that this is the best thing in the world, because it sounds like it could be to the right person. But I want to kick this over to Brad, because Path and Post has integrated this. There's no better way to know how this should be used than by hearing from someone who's integrating and actively using it. How is this creating a team of, I guess, super powered trusted guides over at Path and Post? What are you using this for?
Yeah, Luis, I like how you're saying the superhero because that's kind of what it feels like, except my agents, when they first started using HouseWhisper, um, it's like getting their superpowers for the first time. They don't know how to fly if you've never flown before. So it's like, I don't know how to use this new technology that's not an app, that's not a website I log into. And to get their head around, it's not tech, it's a person on your team. It's way closer to having a human assistant than to having a new technology. And once we understood that and gave it a name and called it Zoe and said, hey, just text Zoe, she'll do it for you. And they started trying and testing, like, learning to fly. And then they fell in love pretty quick. Now they're talking to Zoe as they drive to their appointments. They're texting Zoe on the way out of a showing. They're texting on the way into a closing to remind me of their pet's name, their kid's name that they may walk into. And it's just real time, like a chat conversation with a friend or a personal assistant. And once they got the hang of that, it does feel like a superpower.
Who was in charge of the name? I got to know the story behind Zoe because I know you and thought went into it.
Honestly, it wasn't a lot of deep thought. So we already have an Alex persona on our team who is at like the top of the funnel, reaching out to new leads and talking to them. So we thought we needed someone on the back end down at Z. So Zoe. So from A to Z, we've got assistants at the front and at the bottom of the experience, front of house, back of house, however you want to look at it. That was about as in-depth as I got on naming.
That's fair, Luis. If you want to keep developing products, Brad has a few more letters in the middle to fill. Okay.
It is funny, the names. If you ask all the AIs out there, if I need to give you a name, what name will you pick? The majority will say Alex.
Alex, yeah.
It's the default. This is not.
I wonder what the psychology behind that is. It's really interesting. I like that. Why, Luis, like you said, you've had so much experience in all of this stuff, and you've seen, dealt with, and felt the pains of agents for quite some time. One of the pains, it might not even be a pain. It's something that's happening. It's a hole in their funnel that they don't even know exists because it exists in the past with those past client databases. Why do you see so many agents losing touch with those past client database? I mean, let's be honest. I'm deep into mortgage and real estate on my own, and I see it all day, every day, and it's a shame. People lose touch with them.
Yep.
When it's literally a list of people who you know that will do business with you because they've proven that by doing business with you. These are the number one people you shouldn't be losing touch with. Why is this happening?
And it's interesting that I probably you have seen, it changes every year, but the latest data that I saw is 88% of homeowners said they would use the same agent that they used to buy the home, and only 12% actually use the same agent, which is huge.
It's a huge delta.
It's a huge delta. But there are multiple reasons for this. Number one, the transaction time frame is changing, but it's more than 9 to 10 to 13 years, depending on the region. So it's a long, long cycle. So keeping in touch for that long is hard. You need to remember to be on top of your clients for that long. And I think that's, for me, the biggest problem, that it's hard to do that nurture over so long. And that's why I do believe this type of technology can be very, very helpful. That it can help you personalize. So if I reach out to you in a year, Mike, I remember that we talk about the Pandora. I do a couple of references of what we talk of your mic and all those things I will forget. But if I have an assistant to help me through that, then I can really connect with your clients. I think that's the big opportunity.
With the up and coming rise, and I mean, all sorts of AI tools being integrated everywhere, including into modern CRMs, what's the difference between what HouseWhisper is going to do versus what somebody's CRM is going to do when it comes to that stuff?
Yeah, we are sitting on top of multiple CRMs. So we are not married with one. Some teams have multiple CRMs.
Sure.
teams have a CRM, but only a fraction of the agents use the CRM. And that's the main reason we didn't want to build another CRM. I actually started, should I build another CRM? And people told me, please don't. There's so many. Can you sit on top of it and help me actually managing CRM and manage my calendar and manage my email, manage my tasks? And we're building the entire infrastructure. So the idea for us is to start managing your system. It's like you hire someone that you train them on your different tools that you have. And the assistant actually manages that by a phone call or proactively. Okay, Mike does this and updates this CRM, this transaction tool, and this. Okay, I can do that for you. So the idea for us to be a layer on top that can actually manage multiple of our systems. That's how we see the differentiation versus we're not displacing a CRM, but we're actually making it a lot more useful. All the teams are using HouseWhisper are seeing a lot more value in their CRM today. For example, for every lead that you have there, you had a conversation, you have exchange of emails and text and notes, and we create a profile of your customer that is always updated. So then your CRM has real data that a good agent will do if they have time, but it's I don't see that very often.
Brad, how do you see this working? Because you're like Luis, this is the concept, this is the thing. Brad, this is the proof. You have this now sitting on top of a CRM.
Right.
How is this working with real life agent workflows?
Luis said it, like CRMs are only as good as the agents who use the tool. And the best agents are the busiest agents. And it feels like extra work to get to the end of a busy workday and to then log into my CRM and update everything about everybody I talked to today. It's just not going to get done most of the time. And if it is, it's only partially the information and data you collected throughout the day. But if you can weave in HouseWhisper in the in-between moments of driving from one showing to the next, that 20, 30 minutes in the car, you could just call your assistant and talk to them about what just happened at your last showing to get prepped on the next showing, and then have the AI assistant automatically update the CRM in the in-between moments. And that's where it feels like having a real assistant to the real estate agent. They have a new teammate that works for them to update the CRM for the agent. And that's the real magic here, I think, that HouseWhisper's onto is.
I was just going to say that two-way communication is not what people, I think, would assume from this. They're thinking, okay, I'm going to put all this information into my CRM, and then I have this tool that can regurgitate it to me conveniently, which is great. But using it as an input mechanism changes the entire workflow, period, end.
It's input and output. It's the middleware as a personal assistant. And agents who just chat with it. It's like the new interface for tech now is just chat, right? Just chat to your assistant, and it feels like a person on their team helping them.
So give me an example, like the real life example. An agent just completes a showing. They're either cleaning up to go home, spend time with their family for the day, or they're heading on to the next showing. How do they need to be using this? How do your people use Zoe?
Well, Zoe's proactive, first of all. So if you had set the appointment in your CRM to go meet this buyer at 123 Main Street, Zoe knows you set that appointment. So Zoe's looking at your calendar to know that, your CRM to know that. It knows who the appointment's with. So it's already a smart assistant before you do anything. So you go do the showing, say you're my client, Mike. I show you 123 Main Street. And then I get back in the car at the end of it, I'm going to drive to the next showing. Zoe is proactively saying, how did the meeting go with Mike? And it's a quick A, B, C, went well, it no-showed me, rescheduled, and you just do like a quick text back to your assistant and that, and then they update the CRM for you. And you can keep the conversation going either in text, just keep chatting. Here's a couple of notes I learned about Mike. Here's his dog's name. Here's his kid's name. Here's his favorite superhero. Or you could call and chat while you're driving on the way. Say, I'd like to update Mike with these details. And it's that real-time proactive approach that makes it valuable.
Yeah, we have been.
Is Brad missing something here? Is there something that we can
I love
also
what
be
Brad,
leveraging?
I love how Brad is positioned this, and this is one of the most used workflows. And it's super personal. You can personalize it a lot because we believe an assistant needs to be your assistant. Every agent, every team has a different workflow, a different preference. So you can say, for example, that the assistant texts you, and if you don't respond to text, to call you, and it will call you. Say, and the call is already filled with information. So you said you met with this person, any notes. So you just need to start talking. And then the second thing we'll do is we process the entire conversation on the fly. And so if we say, yeah, we agreed to meet tomorrow at 2 p.m., perfect. I will create the appointment for tomorrow at 2 p.m. So we actually create the appointment in your calendar, in your CRM. And also we'll change the stage. So the CRM is updated where you are. So if the lead was appointment set, and now you met, this appointment met. And then if you have, is a second met, it's showing homes because now you're not showing one home, but multiple homes. We can also do the time frames, all the details that the team lead is important so they can manage the smart list, the different workflows. We try to optimize for those. So you don't have to remember, do I need to change the stage? Do I need to add this to my CRM? We do all of that for you, not just a note, not just a summary, but we take actions.
I'll go further on
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
Like, from the agent's perspective, exactly what we just talked about, but it's also a proactive assistant who's giving you like a morning briefing. It's like, good morning, Mike, as an agent. Here's your agenda for the day. Here are the contacts you need to follow up with first. And then here are your 3 appointments this afternoon. Would you like to add or change anything? And it's like someone showing up with your cup of coffee as you wake up, and you schedule the time you want that to be texted to you, and you're like, oh, that's exactly how I want to start my day as an agent.
So it's like what my Apple notifications are trying to do, only this is good.
Yes, exactly. And it's the same at the end of the day. It'll say, hey, I want you to circle up with me before I go to bed every night and remind me of the changes we made together. And it'll say, hey, this is a recap of what happened today. So front end, back end, middle of the flow, it's always with you like a good assistant would be.
And for me, what I'm super excited is how this is evolving, because with amazing teams and partners like Brad, we're improving every day on this as the technology gets better. And for example, in this daily briefing, we are now exploring let's do it with via audio, or let's do it with what type of things do you want to have there. So for example, a lot of teams work via smart lists. So, okay, can we bring those smart lists? Hey, you have these 2 every Wednesday. You want to see the smart list you need to clear. Great. Here's the smart list you need to clear. Or on Fridays, where we do today, is we say, here are the open tasks for this week. Do you want me to move it? Do you want to close it? So for me, the assistant is learning all the time how we can be a better assistant, what other sources we should bring, what other aspects we should bring into your daily sync. Again, without overwhelming you, but trying to optimize it for what is useful for every team, every agent. That's what excites me a lot.
I love that. Brad, I got one more question for you, because at the end of the day, does this help our agents? Yes, sure.
Yes.
But the general population cares about that much, about whether or not their agents are being helped. What's the difference to the home buyer or the home seller with an agent who is utilizing this and an agent that is not?
I think you get a more personalized experience as a client of that agent. They do remember the finer details, like pets' names, kids' names. They remember birthdays better. It's just a more personalized follow-up. It's a more personalized customer service experience during the transaction. You have a proactive agent instead of a reactive agent. You guys led early. I was listening. You're talking about the average real estate agent. The average real estate agent is a pretty bad experience for consumers.
Yeah.
And it's those who are super busy that are giving great experiences. And this really fine tunes their craft to give amazing 5-star level customer service experiences.
Luis, elephant in the room question for you, man.
Yes.
This is currently an assistant. That's great. Currently an assistant, but you already talked about evolution and evolving. And a lot of people have the kind of existential threat in mind. When does this stop being an assistant and being an actual agent? Is this replacing humans in real estate anytime soon? Or is AI in general replacing humans in real estate? Give me a look into the crystal ball here.
Yeah, I don't know, but I will say I strongly believe that the role of an agent is very difficult to be replaced by AI. It's such when you are with a client that is buying the home for the first time or selling the home that they love, that they live through their entire lives, having a human in that moment, that emotional decision, and probably the most important financial decision in their lives, would you allow a chatbot or a robot to tell you that is the right decision? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. At least maybe we have a breakthrough in robots in 20 years or something. But
Right.
now I don't think that will be replaceable. Now, I do see that a lot of the things that the agent does today can be replaced by agents, by AI agents. So I truly believe that there's a lot of the things to follow up. So I can see a world where this AI actually helps you with some of the follow-ups, helps you scheduling, help talking to the customer as an assistant. Hey,
The
my
monotony, right?
the monotony, yes,
Right.
rescheduling, resetting, and all these things. I believe the AI can do more, not just remind Brad. Hey, Brad, remember to do this. It should be, hey, Brad, I talked to your client because he asked me to move it, like a good assistant will do. And I move it for tomorrow. I saw that you're free at 2 p.m. Is that okay? Yes, perfect. And then works with the client directly. But then the agent needs to meet with the client.
This is the future that I have hope for personally. The all the things that you're talking about, because when you talk about the AI agents, the AI assistants, how HouseWhisper, Zoe in the Path and Post world, right? Taking monotonous tasks off of the plates of humans, which, let's be honest, can be automated and probably should have been automated some time ago.
Yes.
And the actual result is you're freeing up that human to have more time being a human instead of having spent that certain amount of time in their day interacting with a machine just to kind of keep everything straight and organized. Now that's being handled for them and they have more time being the amazing human they are and connecting with others, which is it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
What have we missed? What is the thing about House Whisper that you want everybody to know that we haven't said yet, or the thing that you feel the most deeply and the most passionately about what you're building there?
I truly believe the words that you just said. I believe this type of technology, House Whisper, is enabling agents to be superheroes. It's enabling agents to actually be more human. I love what Brad said is more, you can provide a more personalized experience to your clients. And I actually use it with House Whisper, using whatever AI you use. But if you leverage this technology with that lens, I think the implications are huge for the agent and for your client and for the bottom line. So I strongly believe that this is a great industry for this, because this is not the same as other industries where actually I think AI will actually replace the human. In this industry, will not. It will empower humans to do more transactions, to help more. So that's why I really love this industry. And with this technology in this industry, it's actually, I don't see a foreseeable future where the human is not there. Actually, it will make the human a lot better. So that's what excites me of building this product. And I'm excited to work with people like Brad to get feedback on how we can improve this, because it's evolving so fast that and we have we're in Seattle, we have amazing engineers from Amazon, Microsoft, the top companies trying to bring the best of this technology to this industry. And that's what we want, is to bring the best technology to an industry that I love.
It's a beautiful thing. Where can people who want to know more learn more about House Whisper?
HouseWhisper.ai, or they can send me an email, Luis, Luas, at HouseWhisper.ai.
Brad, for the people in the North Atlanta area who are looking at ways that they can have a more efficient transaction, or maybe agents who are not sure, not steady, not comfortable in their current brokerage because maybe they're just not investing into things like this, would you please unmute yourself and let us know how to get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, we're at pathpost.com, 8 letters, PATHPOST.com. And we are happy to answer any questions about the tech stack we're using, the future of how AI, I think, is going to empower agents to give a better client experience.
Awesome. Do you want to close this out with any additional info that we missed and didn't hit on, Brad? I know you always got stuff running around up there.
No, I think it's been a great partnership that I've had with Luis and HouseWhisper. I do think they're innovating quickly. I can't wait to see what's next on the horizon. They just keep putting more and more resources and data in the hands of agents, and I'm excited for the future. Thanks again for joining us, Luis.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for
Luis.
having me.
Appreciate it.